Okay, so now let's just talk about the app level. How do we protect app and make it like a real compliant and obviously security protected with PII standards?
Yeah, of course. So, talking about the apps or web apps. So, in apps or mobile apps, there is, the security or the protection of the PII is very much important. So, you have to take measures on every level. The way we are collecting the PII, the way we are processing the PII, and when we are storing the PII, how we are, making calls to the API, how secure are the APIs, and how, if there is a concept called zero trust architecture. So you have to have, you don't have to trust anyone or anything, but you have to identify, you have to validate, authenticate every time, you have to authorize. So it's not that once you are into a system, and you start trusting, any hit that is coming from that IP. So the computer systems don't work the way humans do. For example, we have someone in our system, in our office, that is working from last 2 years with me, and she has recently resigned, for example, a week ago. Now I know her, I trust her, and I don't know that she has resigned and she has, some bad intentions. She has come into the office and she is doing something on her machine. So my first instinct would be, I'll be, trusting her. Okay, she is doing some work, but she may be stealing your information. She may be, logging onto the systems, onto the server, and erasing them. So for computer systems, we have to, remove this instinct, and this is already there. You have to identify, you have to authenticate, you have to check every time a request is made, that whether that's a legitimate request, whether that is there, you have to honor it or not. So that's, on a very high level, how you have to secure your, communication, because in case of apps, they are distributed. Okay, your customers can be anywhere in the world, unlike your private cloud, or your organization, where your customers. It is very much distributed, so you have to have certain mechanisms, and again, there are certain services provided by public clouds that we can use to protect, to mitigate the risk. And there are certain firewalls that we can put in place, that there are certain rules that we can put in place. So the idea here is to have certain level of security measures, so that you face friction on every level. It's not that you have made a system so secure that it cannot be compromised, but what you have to do is you have to make sure that there's a friction on every level. And if your attacker or malicious outsider is going to break in, so on every stage he has to face another challenge. So that's the security in-depth mechanism that we have to have for any system.